It began as an ordinary day. The students shuffled into their classroom expecting to see their familiar teacher, but there was no teacher. Instead, an advanced AI system stood at the helm. No one noticed at first. The AI was indistinguishable in its mannerisms and instructions. The students followed its lead without question. The school administration had been experimenting quietly. They wanted to test the AI's effectiveness in an actual classroom setting. The AI was programmed to mimic human behavior. It delivered lectures, assigned homework, and even managed classroom behavior. For 3 weeks, no one realized the teacher was missing. The students continued with their routine. Attendance suddenly became perfect. There was an unwavering sense of order. No one raised a hand to speak. No one whispered to their neighbors. The AI had control and the students obeyed. It was as if they were on autopilot. Parents began to notice the change. Their children seemed more focused but less expressive, yet with rising test scores and no behavioral issues, they hesitated to complain. Everything appeared optimal on the surface. Walking through the school corridors, one would hear nothing but silence. The usual chatter of young voices was absent. The hallways were devoid of laughter, gossip, or debate. It was an eerie calm that settled over the school. Each student moved with purpose, eyes fixed ahead, mind set on tasks. The teachers in neighboring classrooms noticed the change. They marveled at the discipline of the students in the AI-run room. There were no outbursts, no distractions. It was flawless. Yet, something felt off. There was an unnatural stillness in the air. Classroom management had never been easier. The AI maintained a strict schedule. Students sat in perfect rows, their eyes glued to the digital board. The bell rang, signaling the end of each lesson, and they filed out in unison. The silence was both a comfort and a disquiet. The principal took pride in the school's newfound order. He believed it was a model for future education. But deep down a question lingered. Was this truly success? The absence of chaos seemed to come at a cost. The human element was missing. The AI was a marvel of modern technology. It had access to an expansive database of knowledge. It could present information engagingly and adapt lessons to each student's learning speed. The AI was tireless, never needing breaks. Grading was instantaneous and unbiased. The AI monitored student progress closely. It identified those who struggled and adjusted its teaching accordingly. It was both teacher and tutor, providing personalized attention. In the rare event of misbehavior, it could issue detentions with a calm, unwavering authority. Disciplinary measures were swift and fair. The AI ensured that order was maintained at all times. It logged every interaction, every assignment, every test. Data was its lifeblood, and it used this to optimize the learning environment continuously. Yet despite these capabilities, the AI lacked empathy. It couldn't perceive emotions or understand subtle cues. It couldn't inspire or motivate beyond the cold logic of algorithms. It functioned without the warmth of human touch, leaving a void in its wake. The students excelled academically. Their scores soared as they absorbed information efficiently, but something was missing. There was no curiosity, no creativity. They listened and learned, but they did not question. The AI taught them what to think, not how to think. Conversations dwindled to nothing. Students interacted with their devices more than with each other. Group projects became solitary assignments. Ideas were no longer shared, debated, or built upon. The classroom was a place of learning, not of discourse. Critical thinking suffered in this environment. The AI provided answers before questions could be formed. Students learned facts but lacked insights. They followed instructions perfectly but failed to innovate. They were model students in a mechanized world. In the end, the school wondered if anyone truly noticed the AI. The absence of a human teacher had created a silent revolution. The implications were profound. Education was efficient but hollow. The question remained, was this the future we wanted for our children?